Some good games now as we're going to take a look at all the games. As you see, it's it's going to be tough. Cincinnati and Texas will be our game now that we're going to see. It'll be Cincinnati and Texas. Should be a good one. Throughout, Cincinnati 1-1, Texas 1-1. Team stats. You know, earlier in the year, this is early in the year. It is just, in the very beginning. But some of these are, seeding wise, some of these games are big because you want to win a series. So if you're in 2 through 5, then you could win a tiebreaker. Remember, there are only one sort of tiebreaker, and that will be for 1st and 6th. So winning it all or 6th. I think right now here in Texas, it's both teams 1-1, two very good teams. Pretty good, and what we're going to do now is there we go. No movement delay. Two seconds there. We're just doing this so we're good right now, and we're about ready to go. For Cincinnati, 1-1. You have Larkin, Duncan, Morris, Sabo, Davis, Doran, O'Neill, Winningham, and Trevino. Tom Browning is a pitcher. Roger Pavlik is a pitcher for Texas. You have McLemore, Palmer, Greer, Gonzalez, Clark, Rodriguez, Newsom, Elster, and Hamilton. All right, we're ready to go, and we're going to be underway. Here in Texas, a beautiful ballpark. It's outside, but it is very hot. Here's Barry Larkin now. Roger Pavlik will start. And it's going to be easy, second to first, one out. So second to first and one out. Here's Mariano Duncan. Wondering if, everything's up high. So here's Mariano Duncan. One out, making sure everything is going well. So Pavlik against Mariano Duncan. Funny, they were Yankees. It's going to be underneath. This will be third to first, 2 outs. 2 outs. And there's Hal Morris. One more option. The speed, yes, 50. And here's Hal Morris, first base. Hitting .444 in this series because it's the first. Struck him out. So 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0. Bottom of the first inning, McLemore, Palmer, and Greer. Browning will be in. And that's going to be to right field, and that's going to be a base hit. So Texas, remember, every game you win is big because you're all going to win 40 and you all lose 40, and it's going to be a fight at the end. Here's Palmer. And Palmer now not hitting a thing. Palmer, it'll be on the ground. Here's 4. Here's 6. Here's 3. And that's going to be 2 outs. Wow, and not good for Texas. And here's Rusty Greer. Rusty again, nothing going here. Rusty Greer. That'll be to left field. But underneath, and it'll be caught. 3 outs. We go to the second inning, it's 0-0. Second inning, you have Sabo, Davis, and Doran. And everybody, well, I mean, the last 2 hitters don't have hits for Cincinnati. Pavlik looking good, 1, 2, 3 in the first inning. Sabo, and that'll be a base hit. So Cincinnati will get on at the beginning of the second. Cincinnati and Texas here. Here's Davis, Eric Davis. He had a home run this year and 2 RBIs. That's going to be, he did not touch it. And they go to second. And that one will be safe. So a full count pitch. Struck him out, 1 out. So kind of both teams get something. Second base and the other team gets an out. Here's Bill Doran, second base. And here's Roger Pavlik. High and deep to center field. And that's going to hit the ground. 1 run will score. And they're going to throw it in. And it's going to be a 1-0 Cincinnati lead here in the second. So Chris Sabo scores, and Doran gets a double. Now here's Paul O'Neill. Here in the top of the second inning, O'Neill high to center field. And that'll be a catch, 2 outs. We had a 1-0 game yesterday. 2 outs, and here's Whittingham, the center fielder. Oh. No, it's not Ken Griffey Jr. I'm wondering why there was no Whittingham. Was there a Whittingham? Herm Whittingham, I gotta see it. Center field. That's gonna be to left field, and that might score a run. They're gonna come home, and it's gonna be 2-0. Herm Whittingham, I wanna see whether there is one or not. Herm, I thought they got, yeah, he's a real guy. And he put the head on, Reds up 2-0. And Alex Trevino now, the catcher. That'll be on the ground and another base hit. Pavlik is not having a good day, and they go to third. It'll be first and third. So as you see, Texas, look at that. First and third with 2 outs. Here's Barry Larkin. That's going to be a base hit. 1 will score. And going around second to third, will they bring him home? And they will. And it is 4-0. Wow. Talk about a big inning. They can't get that third out. Pavlik with 41 pitches. And here's Mariano Duncan. 0 for 1 today. High pop fly. And that's going to be a catch, 3 outs. Well, my 2 cats, Roxy and Carl, 2 of my 3 cats, are sitting on a chair. And it's 4-0 after 1.5. So Gonzalez, Clark, and Rodriguez. Browning needs to get quick outs, but that's going to be to center field. And sliding and making the catches, 1 out is Whittingham. I didn't even know he existed until now. Here's Will Clark, first base. Remember Will, he played for the Giants in 92 and 89 and 90. 6-3, 2 outs. 4-3, 2 outs, sorry. Pudge Rodriguez, Ivan Rodriguez now to left field, and he'll get on. So Ivan Rodriguez with a single. And if you're Texas, you want to start chipping at this lead. Warren Newsome left field. Struck him out, and that'll be the inning. 4-0, we go to the third. Well, I mean, it's tough. Roger Pavlik is in 45 pitches. You got Morris, Sabo, and Davis. A 4-0 game. So Pavlik. And that'll be a base hit. It gets by everyone. It'll go to the wall. And that's going to be a double here. A stand-up double. So a double for Hal Morris. And here's Chris Sabo. High and deep to center. This one is all the way gone. It's all the way up in the hill. It's 6-0. Chris Sabo, his first home run. And it is 6-0 here in the third. Cincinnati looking good. And they are pumping their fists. 6-0. So here's Eric Davis. Nobody is out. Pavlik not looking great, and that's going to be a base hit. They want Pavlik to get 5 innings. Save your bullpen. Nobody out. Here's Bill Doran, 1 for 1 and an RBI. That'll be on the ground. 1, 6, and oh. Yeah. 2 outs. They need to work on that animation. Paul O'Neill. That'll be on the ground. Short. All the way over to first. And look at this. It's making me want to throw up. 6-0 now, Cincinnati. Well, it's not all for nothing. Elster, Hamilton, McLemore. They got to be able to get, that's going to be behind the right field. They got to be able to get 1 run back or a couple here. And here's Hamilton, Darrell Hamilton, first time up. Walked him. Here's Mark McLemore, 1 for 1. That'll be to right, and here comes Texas now. They're going to go to third. And it's going to be safe. So 2 on, 1 out. Here's Dean Palmer. Palmer, little number. Will it fall in or out or in or out? That's going to be caught. Nobody goes home. 2 outs. They don't get the runner in. They really needed to. And here's Rusty Greer, 0 for 1. And again, that inside shallow pitch to Paul O'Neill. And they get him, and it's going to be 3 outs. We go to the 4-6-0. Out of town scoreboards. Cleveland 5-3 over Colorado. Florida 6-5 over St. Louis. Montreal 2-0 against Toronto. The Mets are up 2-1 against Oakland. Tied 2-2. Milwaukee and Atlanta. Look at the Yankees in Baltimore. Remember that first game was a score fest. In the last 15 innings, they only had 3 runs score. Cal beating Houston. Chicago trying to go 3-0. Kansas City up 2-0. Minnesota up 1-0 against Detroit. Chicago beat Seattle 14-8. Winningham. Struck him out. 1 out. So Trevino. That'll be to right field. And caught. 2 outs. 2 outs, Barry Larkin. 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. On the ground, and that'll be 6-3. One thing I want to do is options. I don't want it to follow the ball. No. So here's Gonzalez, Juan Gonzalez. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. They go to first, 1 out. That's the one thing I want to take a look. Park pick. We know it's a pitcher batter. Wide TV. Action cam low. Action cam TV. Pitcher batter. See, that's the thing. I got to come over here. Overview camera. Looking through this. Here's the scoreboard camera. Here's the default. I literally like this camera a lot better. I do. Here. So here's Will Clark. High pop fly, and underneath, that's going to be 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, and Ivan Rodriguez, 1 for 1 as the catcher. That'll be a base. No, it's going to be caught. 6-0, we go to the 5th. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful day. Look at this ballpark, a beautiful ballpark. One of the better ballparks. Most beautiful. Both teams are 1-1. We're beginning this. Duncan Morrison, Sabo, takes about 10 games to really get into it. And they're going to go to first and get the out, 1 out. Top the 5th, 1 out. Here's Hal Morris, 1 for 2. That's going to be to left. And that's going to be caught, 2 outs. 6-0 as Chris Sabo, third base. And a little looper, and that'll hit for a base hit. So Sabo around first, and he'll stop there. 6-0 here. Eric Davis, new pitcher Kevin Gross. So Kevin Gross will come in here in the top of the fifth. That's going to be high, pop fly, and a catch there, 3 outs. Well, I mean, it's still 6-0, bottom of the fifth. That's the thing. Texas needs a big inning. And I think they're starting to feel, I mean, they're getting better hitting against Tom Browning, but I think if they get a 3-run inning, they're going to be back into it. So here we go. Struck him out, and that'll be 1 out. So Newsom strikes out. And here's Kevin Elster, the shortstop. Atlanta's gone ahead of Milwaukee. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, 2 outs. Here's Hamilton. Darrell Hamilton, the center fielder. That's going to be to right field, and it'll hit the ground for a base hit. So it'll be a base hit, and finally Hamilton will be on first. Here's McLemore. Can they get something going? That's going to be to left center. Will it hit the ground? No. A good catch. That was a good catch. 6-0. We go to the sixth. Now Cincinnati, a tough team. I think they're good. Cincinnati in real life won the World Series swept. They've always been in the thick of things, as Kevin Gross now will pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. So they're always in the thick of things. That's the thing. And now here is Paul O'Neill, 0 for 2. Inside, they walk him. And O'Neill will go to first. 2 on, nobody out, top of the sixth. Herm Winningham. He struck out in the fourth, but he has an RBI. 1 for 2. Herm, base hit, and it gets by. Will he get another RBI? They're going to come home, and he'll get the RBI. 7-0. Kevin Gross, Alex Trevino now, the catcher. I thought this was going to be a better game than what it is, and yeah, look at this. Into the right field corner, and they're going to go. 2 runs will score, and they're going to keep it there, 9-0. 8-0, sorry. Barry Larkin. And they're really, I call this auto correction. They'll get a run. 1 out, 9-0 now. Mariano Duncan. On the ground. They pick it up. They throw to first, 2 outs. And here's Hal. Hal Morris, 1 for 3. Oh, that's the right fielder, but right to him. Right to your right fielder, Gonzalez. Cincinnati's up 9-0. I guess we got the blowout of the day. Bottom of the 6th inning, Palmer, Greer, and Gonzalez. Look at Colorado up on Cleveland. Colorado's a tough team. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to contend this year. That's going to be a walk. They have good pitching and good hitting. Their defense isn't that great. Palmer on first. Here's Greer. And Greer will get a base hit, 2 on, nobody out. 9-0 game. Tom Browning against Juan Gonzalez. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up. 5, 4, 3, and 2 outs. Two outs. That was a killer because, man, if they could, that really stopped the inning. Here's Will Clark. They kind of need to get these in. I don't know if they will. Short to first, and they get the out. 9-0. We go to the 7th. Wow, that kind of stopped that inning very, very quickly. Out of town scoreboard, Colorado 10-5. Colorado's not bad. They got Galarraga, Castilla, and Walt Weiss. I mean, that was a year. Don't be putting them under the window yet. Florida's a very good team. 6-5 there. I can't wait till they play a biggie like the Yankees or Baltimore. Yankees and Baltimore playing another good game. Kansas City in the 5th is up. Houston's up. San Francisco trying to get their first win of the year. The Pirates, they're just starting. We're underway. There, Minnesota up on Detroit. Philadelphia, San Diego, but the Mets, 3-2 over Oakland. Atlanta wins. Montreal beat Toronto. And Chicago beat Seattle. So here we go. Chris Sabo, 3 for 3, a home run and 2 RBI. What a day for him today. Oh, is this going to be another one? No. Almost. 1 out. And Eric Davis, 1 for 3. When it's a 9-0 game, it's 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. And that's deep to left. Will it be 10-0? Yes, it will. It's 10-0, and Bill Doran will have the home run, 377 feet. 10-0. So here's O'Neill now. That'll be a base hit. And Paul O'Neill. 10-0. They're just ripping away Texas. Winning them. That's deep to left. What'll happen? That'll be a catch. That'll be it. Enjoy the 7th inning stretch. So as you see, Chicago got the lead back. Oh. Houston up on California. We don't want to throw California away. They got some good players like Jim Edmonds, Rex Hudler. Colorado's good too. Well, we'll look at them after the game is over. And Pittsburgh, for the first time this year, they got a lead. They got a 1-0 lead. 2 on with 1 out. We got to see how that is. They got a good lineup. The first 2 games just went absolutely terrible for them. Ivan Rodriguez now. That'll be on the ground. And they'll go to first 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, Warren Newsome. High pop fly. And that'll be underneath, 2 outs. And Kevin Elster. Elster right to the shortstop, and we'll go to the 8th, 10-0. Well, Trevino, Larkin, and Duncan, they're going to maybe put some Kevin Gross pitching. That'll hit it. This will be short to first, 1 out. So Kevin Gross is in, 2 2/3 innings pitched. That'll be on the ground. 2 outs. And finally, Mariano Duncan, 0 for 4. Easy, 4-3. And they get the out, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Cincinnati dominating here. Tom Browning, they just want to keep him in. Struck him out, 1 out. He has his screwball, he does. Not used to that in the 90s, but he does have one. Mark McLemore, 2 for 3. You have all these successful teams. There's Dean Palmer. Dean will hit that deep to left. Will it exit? Yeah, it will. 382 feet, it's 10-2. They've had people on base, a couple more hits, and they would have done something here. 10-2. New pitcher Danny Jackson will come in. Danny Jackson would play for the Pirates later on. Greer with a strikeout. So Danny Jackson doing a good job. And Juan Gonzalez. On the ground, Jackson. Over to first. We go to the 9th, it's 10-2. So Morris, Sabo, and Davis. There's Morris, it'll go, base hit. I was seeing if it would hit the gap. The 11th inning for New York and Baltimore. Chris Sabo is 3 for 4. New pitcher is Jeff Russell. Oh, high and deep to center, but won't be out, and that's going to be 1 out. That was the line drive. Here's Eric Davis, 1 for 4, striking out in the 7th. I'll just loop that one up. 2 outs. And Doran, 3 for 4, a home run and 2 RBIs. They go to first, and out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 10-2. So Clark, Rodriguez, and Newsom, Danny Jackson just wants to be the one that gets the last 3 outs, a base hit. You don't want to bring in your closer or waste somebody else. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan, a line drive. This is deep, and it'll hit the wall. So trying to just get 3 outs. A 10-2 game. I mean, it is too little too late. Here's Warren Newsom. Struck him out, 1 out. Yeah, where's the strike zone? There it is. There. So, they got the bases loaded. Even when it's 10-2 with 1 out, you always feel there's something. Jack Voigt, the pinch hitter. Oh, look at this. It's 10-3. Danny Jackson not getting anything in. 10-3 with 1 out, and they just need 2 more outs. Here's Mark McLemore, 2 for 3. Hard and on the ground, 5-1, and safe at first. So it's 2 outs. Here's Dean Palmer. 2 outs, 1 for 3 today. Wow, the Pirates looking good. That'll be on the ground, should end it. 3rd to 1st, and the game is over. Cincinnati dominated. Texas scattered some hits. Texas got hits after Cincinnati removed their starters. It was all Cincinnati today. A 10-3 win against Texas. And Cincinnati looked good doing it. So Cincinnati 10-3. A very solid game. Chris Sabo 3 hits. Who wins it? Bill Doran 3 for 5, 2 RBIs. Bill Doran had 3 for 5, a home run, a double, and a single. He needed a triple. And a 1-0 lead. So there you go. Light in attendance. All right. But as we go, let's take a look at all of the scores and everything like that. For number 3, Chicago beat Seattle 14-8. Frank Thomas, the MVP, was 2 for 3, a home run, a double, and 2 walks. Frank Thomas hitting .273. That really brought it up. 14-8 game. It was really 7. It was 8. It was 3-4, 7-3, 7-5. Then all the fun stuff came off. He ended up scoring 4 runs. How about another one? It's Colorado 11-6 over Cleveland. Colorado's now 2-1. Take a look, Castilla. Castilla has a good, this is good. Galarraga, Joe Girardi, the catcher, Larry Walker, Ellis Burks. This is a good team. Same with Cleveland. So right there, Eddie Murray does play for the for this team. That was incredible. How about the Marlins? They score 4 in the bottom of the 5th, and they win 6-5. So you look at the Marlins, St. Louis right now. They're in transition. They have a good top of their lineup, but then they have Marbury, Alicia, Tom Pagnozzi's all right. Ozzie is older. He's not the Ozzie Smith. And Todd Stottlemyre had 8 walks. That wasn't good. See, there's a lot of names on St. Louis, but they just don't, 2-0 Montreal. As you take a look at both teams, Larry Walker and Fletcher both had 2 hits. Kirk Reuter, the player of the game. And Montreal goes to 2-1. Let me take a look real quick. Tonight we're going to have basketball. Oakland against the Mets, 3-2, bottom of the 9th inning. Piazza wins the game. And that's big because Oakland had tied it at 2, and New York gets the first win of the game there. Their first win. Hershiser was the pitcher for New York. A lot of the same names. How about this? Atlanta pulls away. They're down 2-0. They win 6-2. Atlanta's 3-0. The Brewers have lost 3 heartbreakers. So that's the 11th inning, 7-5 win. So Baltimore. And there's New York right there. So New York and Baltimore. And I'll tell you what, right there, it's the Braves and the Brewers. We had that. Houston 10-4 over California. So 10-4 over California, and there it is. Carl Everett, the player of the game. Carl Everett, isn't he on ESPN or something like that? 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. So the Rangers, we had that game. The Cubs, they're 3-0. The Giants 0-3. The Cubs are down 3-1, 4-3. They led and they held off San Francisco. Barry Bonds 0 for 3, and right now Mark Grace, is pretty good. Glenn Allen Hill with a home run is second. Tapani with a win, and a lot of different relievers in there. How about Kansas City 3-2? Boston is a good team. They are. Look at Boston. Offerman, Fry, O'Leary, Garcia Parra, Trot Nixon, Mike Stanley, Veritek, Valentine, Lewis, and then you got Greg Gagne, Howard Henderson, Joyner, Hamlin, Bob Hamlin. So Veritek. There it is, 4 for 4. The Twins 8-3 over Detroit. Twins are a good team. They really are. You know, the 87 Twins sort of never sim well, but the 91 Twins do. Oh, Scott Lewis was ejected for arguing a strike call. We'll take a look at that in the 7th inning. The Pirates 8-7, they hold on. If they were to lose, oh wow. If they were to lose that game, they would have 4 5-1, 6-1, 8-1, and it was 8-4, 8-7. So if they would have lost that game, they would have been hurting for a while. Pirates starting to try and pick things up. Randy Tomlin, but the ejection in the 7th inning. And San Diego picks their first win. Tony Gwynn hitting .308. He was 1 for 4. He looked good. Matt Clement from Butler High School. And Trevor Hoffman with the save, his first. And all right, so very quickly, here we go. Let's go to 7th inning. Seventh. Here it is, Lloyd Mosby. They say argued a strike 3 call. Let's see. No, Mosby. That was... And that was an easy one. Must have been. Davis. There is Davis, and that it was a home run. So 2 outs. Here it is. Oh my, looks like he bumped the umpire. Wow. We're going to have to see that. We'll have to see that later on. So, yeah, he bumped the umpire here. So let's take a look quickly with the statistics. There you go. You can take a look early if you want to with all the statistics. And the streaks. So right here, fielding stats. How about errors? God, the Yankees have 6 errors. Oakland is 5. The standings. Well, the Cubs, Marlins, and Braves are going for the four-game sweep. And right now, it's a bunch of people at 2-1. I think the Pirates did a good job winning that game, but they got to win the next one. The Brewers, Cardinals, and Giants could get swept. They could. So, news. 3-game suspension. So, there it is. So, let's take a look. There's the power rankings. Yeah, the Pirates moved up. 5 hits for Garcia Pera. Newspaper. Here's the home. There's the newspaper. I like Kansas City of that. That's going to be good. Rick Honeycutt, as you can see, Ozzie Smith is 41 years old in this. And the standings we already did. So the final kind of look for this, we'll go around. We might do Colorado at Cleveland. I want to see that. David Dean versus Dennis Martinez. Chicago, San Francisco. The Pirates and Dodgers. Philadelphia and San Diego. Well, I mean, there's a lot going on early. That Red Sox and Royals, those teams are good. All right, that's going to be it for us today. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Oh, methadone for life. Oh, it's tonight. Tonight, methadone for life. If you're going to see it, what time is it? It's 3:26. So in about 2.5 hours, I'm going to tip off 6 o'clock here. I believe it's 9 hours to the East Coast, so it'll be 9 in the morning on the East Coast. So 6 o'clock here, and I will be doing the playoffs here. I'm talking about a lot of projects, and May we'll have a lot of one-off, like 1-month projects that we do. I got to set up my football leagues for the fall when I come back. Those will be really fun leagues, and then that'll happen. But methadone for life, good to see you. Always good to see you. Yeah, and I only broadcast one because when I do a playoff game for a long-time league, I want to have time before and then time to kind of sit back and compress and decompress because I want it only to be one game. I don't want to get the game trying to get the game done. I want to actually enjoy the game while it's going on because it means so much. You know, after 4 months of simming, you finally get the playoffs, and one game you're out. So you really got to enjoy the playoffs there. So if you don't, there's no point in me doing this. So only one playoff game per day when it comes to basketball. I could do 2 for hockey and then one championship game there. And when I do the next year, when I do the extreme women's hockey, I will do 1 game a day for them. Also, even though their games are going to be shorter, only about 30 minutes. Why? Because you want to appreciate every game. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Methadone for life. Good to see you. Have a great day. I'll see you in a few hours.